Alright, other than the weird noises that somehow got recorded at the beginning of this video and in the clips, welcome back to the Carthage campaign. It's been a long time since I did the last episode, of course, because I was busy with this test and stuff. And also, again, this was one of the videos that I recorded, one of three, that I recorded where the mic was muted, and so I was unable to capture my commentary as is recording. So I'll do my best to commentate from Windows Movie Maker. Basically here I'm just checking all my cities to make sure that buildings are being built and which cities need buildings. Someone asked me how you can tell if a city needs a building. There's a little construction icon next to the or underneath the city name, and if there's not the little construction icon, then you can tell that the building or that city is not currently constructing. So Thapsus is going to go ahead and get an awesome temple to Baal, so we can do Sacred Band there. And Carthage will build that execution square thing to help keep the people happy. However that keeps them happy. New government building in Lilybomb. And Messina, let's see here. Yeah, we'll give them an awesome temple also, why not? Yeah, there's the campaign's going to get into a mode now where it's going to be the annoying part of the grind. I always enjoy playing campaign on Rome Total War until I get to the point where you start getting attacked constantly, and then some factions just seem to be able to create endless armies. I'm sure the Romans have some endless funnel of troops somewhere, and so that gets to be kind of annoying because you'll be fighting giant full stack armies every turn, even though it's really not possible for your enemy to be churning out that many troops or to be financially sustaining them, but you know how the AI is. So I'm a little bit worried about Narbo Martius up here because I can't retrain any troops there due to the town's pathetically small size. So I'm going to need to train some reinforcing troops in the surrounding area to help make sure that the city isn't retaken by the Gauls. So we're going to come down here and do it at Osca. Retrain those ships, and we'll train some Iberians, but you can see that I can't train too many troops there either because I exterminated that populace. So all of these towns are pretty much empty between the Gauls and myself recruiting so many troops. Alright, I don't think we have a whole lot more to take care of. Probably be ending the turn here in a moment. Just making sure that everything's in line before I do so.
We're under siege.
Oh my goodness, the Scipii are back, and it looks like another faction heir. We'll see if they have better luck this time. I want to say that someone did the counting to see how many of their faction heirs I'd killed, and it was quite a large number. But like I said, who knows, maybe this guy will be lucky and actually get a little further than his counterparts before I kill him. Now, it's unfortunate he besieged that city, and if you just noticed, my army in that town is unusually small. I remember having 2 more units of Iberians and 2 Libyan spearmen. I don't remember if I disbanded them or what, but it's really not good. The Romans are actually probably going to take care of us now, because I'm not going to have enough men to stop their army. So I'm going to need to do something about that. I might use my army from Carthage to reinforce them. In fact, I think I will.
Aye, my lord. Ready to sail. Aye, my lord.
Huh. For some reason my men don't want to set sail. There they go.
Attack!
See if we can get rid of these pirates. They'll probably lose. Yeah, of course.
Row for your life.
Generally, whenever you need to get something done, the computer will help you lose like that. It's very nice of them. Oh well, I'll just go ahead and train some boats here in Carthage. Get a couple of triremes. There we go. Oh boy, tons of fun. Alright, well, we're gonna have these boats trained, and I'll just be checking to make sure all the cities are building. I'm probably gonna put all the cities on auto-manage soon, so that I don't have to deal with it. Anyway, we ended another turn there. This is actually a couple of turns later. You can see that the Romans have taken over Carolus, and I explained to you a minute ago that for some reason my army was downsized. Don't remember if I did that or what the heck happened there. But anyway, they took Carolus, and I'll be taking it back from them shortly, as I have a boatload of Sacred Band waiting just on the south shore of the island there.
Yes, mighty lord.
There they are.
Leaving the army.
And if the Romans think they're going to survive this, then they can think again.
Beseech
The Sacred Band are going to make mincemeat of any units the Romans can send after me, since they're still in the pre-Marian phases, as far as I can tell. And if you're wondering how you can tell exactly when the Romans get into the pre-Marian phases, if you look at your general's units, it will change from general's bodyguard to general's armored bodyguard whenever you hit the Marian reforms. That's one kind of cheating way of knowing whether or not the Romans have made it before you actually see some post-Marian troops show up on your doorstep. Also, up here we have a nice little Julii party going on. That's why I said we're going to need to reinforce this area for just such an occasion. So it's a good thing that I'd already started building, because we're most definitely going to have to do a lot of Julii slaughtering up here.
Yes, mighty lord.
So here I am, just going to gather up these troops. We'll get them ready to get on the boats. Not all that exciting, but a necessary part. This is why I said this is going to be the annoying part of the campaign, because until I absolutely crush the Romans, they're going to be a constant nuisance, attacks every turn. And I mean, you know how I kept telling everybody I want to do this thing in style, I got to invade like cannibal. I probably should have just crushed the Romans early so that I didn't have to deal with this. But oh well, this is the way I decided to do it. Alright, the Scipii are actually going to attack me on Sardinia. And I will accept that challenge, of course. Not going to be much of a challenge with the troops that I have present. So let's go ahead and fight this. Alright, here we are in the battle map. One of the Roman armies started right behind me. Of course they came and attacked me from behind since I was besieging the city. So I quickly am trying to turn my phalanx around to face them. I have put my men shoulder to shoulder, and I get a ton of people asking me how to do that. It's really quite simple. You simply get your men in a line to begin with, and then the little button on your keyboard that has the equal and the plus sign, you just push that, and it increases the number of rows. So there they are. That's what I'm doing right there, and they spread out. I put my men into phalanx because the Roman general's bodyguard came running up, and I'm just going to pounce on him with my long shields. Should be able to quite easily destroy him. Long shields are light cavalry, but they're some of the better light cavalry in the game. They have pretty decent stats, especially whenever you get them some upgrades. Alright, so the Roman general died right there. That's excellent, so that's one more Roman family member died at my hands. However, these Sacred Band here on the edge, they kind of got jumped by the Romans. I didn't have any cavalry there for support. So they're going to take a few casualties, but nothing too severe since they're pretty quality troops. I want to say I probably won't lose any more than 20 of them. I'm going to move my cavalry around the rear of these Romans and finish off their general and try and make their troops chain route with hammer and anvil attacks. Now, my men are kind of out of phalanx formation there. That's not something you want to happen when fighting the Romans, because the Romans really excel at close quarter sword fights. Here I'm trying to chase down the enemy general, and there he is in the midst of my troops, and somehow accelerates to light speed and escapes the battle. Amazing. Maybe I should call that ludicrous speed, because that was absolutely ludicrous. Yeah, I'm going to mop up a few of these Roman troops here, and get my Sacred Band to finish off those Histati there, Principes, I can't remember what they are, but they're lasting way too long against the superior troops. Finally they rout. Alright, so now we just gotta turn and face the other Roman army. I was going to stop recording, but I think I just went ahead and put the thing in fast forward so that we could try and get this over with. These campaign battles aren't really all that exciting sometimes, but I wanted you to see how easily the Sacred Band would mop up these Roman forces, even though there's quite a few Romans here. So it's not going to take much of an army when I get to Italy in order to destroy the Romans. The biggest trouble you run into with Sacred Bands is whenever you're fighting siege battles against the Romans. You don't want to get up and be fighting on the walls. You want to sap or get your men through the gates where they can use their phalanx formation, because like I said, the Romans are basically the best at the close quarter sword fighting. Alright, let's move in here, and I'm just kind of phalanx charging these last remaining Roman units. And so I've dropped my spears into phalanx, and they're routing. And of course I'm going to mop up the stragglers, because I don't want the Romans to be able to quickly retrain their armies. I've noticed that all of the Romans have been using a lot of war dogs. well, here's the results from that battle. It's pretty clear and easy victory for me. Pretty much what we expected. Hope you enjoyed this video.